Weather from where you live.
Well, a beautiful shot of the Tippecanoe County Courthouse. Notice in the background there, that is a thunderstorm down in the Indianapolis area. This is a big cumulonimbus tower, and these storms bubble up, and then they hit a layer in the atmosphere. We call it the tropopause, and it's an area where the atmosphere actually starts to get warmer. So when it hits that layer at the top of our lower atmosphere, it fans out like an anvil. So we call this an anvil. And these are, of course, more towers bubbling up here on this side of the storm. But if we look at precision right now, we can see that storm, which is on the southeast side of Indianapolis. Pretty vigorous storm now, moving southeastward towards Greenwood, where our temperatures today down there were close to 100 degrees. I believe the airport in Indy hit 97 or 98 degrees this afternoon. But as for us, this morning we had a complex of storms, came out of Iowa, Illinois, moved through, produced a few sprinkles and a few little thunder showers out towards Benton County, then fell apart. But its outflow boundary is right here. And you can get a really good idea of exactly where it's setting up because we've got storms bubbling up on that boundary, that rain-cooled boundary that's setting up here. I think this boundary might actually move a little farther north this evening. So we may get in, just like yesterday evening, on a few storms during these evening hours. And then after that, we've got to watch Iowa. This is a tornado watch in effect. Storms will really blossom here this evening. And this complex of storms will move eastward and southeastward. Now, I think it will likely weaken somewhat as it arrives tomorrow morning, but it still may produce a couple of sporadic, pretty strong wind gusts with it if it does hold together. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. So the outflow boundary in Iowa is what we need to look at as we get into the evening hours. Notice on 3D, though, temperatures pretty hot out there. They're running in the 90s area-wide now, 90 in Monticello and Winnemac, 92 here at the TV station, upper 80s Rensselaer and Remington, and 94 at Crawfordsville. And the heat index at or above 100, pretty much area-wide. Feels like 106 Lafayette, 110 at Perrysville and Crawfordsville. And it will be a soupy night tonight, again, right on that outflow boundary, right here. A few scattered storms this evening into the overnight hours, and then towards tomorrow morning, we keep an eye on areas to our northwest. Even though Futurecast doesn't show anything, I think there could be some storms up here in northern Illinois, even though it may be in a weakening trend. Still got to watch that. If it can hold together long enough, there could be a sporadic, pretty strong wind gust out of that as that moves through. And then tomorrow afternoon, I think we may actually see redevelopment. And if that can occur, we may actually see a little bit of severe weather form in the afternoon. So we're going to watch Illinois once again. A line of storms may likely pass through our area in the afternoon, and some of that could be severe. This is a pretty decent disturbance, and all along it kind of looked like Wednesday might be the main day to get at least some decent storms, perhaps some severe weather. So we're going to watch that tomorrow afternoon, and it stays hot. Highs low to mid-90s, even upper 90s at Crawfordsville, Perrysville tomorrow, and the heat index, you got it, from 106 to as high as 113. This pattern hangs on with severe weather on the periphery of a big heat wave, but relief is on the way. That's going to arrive next week. 75 areas of fog, a few storms tonight, storms possible tomorrow, some in the morning, and then some in the afternoon and evening with highs well into the 90s. It stays hot and stormy, Jeff, right through the weekend, but relief next week. By middle next week, highs mid-80s, lows near 60.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Chad. Well, the U.S. House is voting